see how things unfold. So we have in Yaganatha, have spawning in the bottom left. He is the Korean Terran, TY. And in the top right, we have his opponent, spawning in the blue. He is NEEB. Both of these players right now starting with their supply structures. At least until this point, we haven't seen any weird movements of workers. Actually, NEEB dropping down his gateway. Doing a little bit of a scout there. And TY at the same time just taking his barracks, taking a gas at a very regular time at this point. Nothing too crazy to see over here. And actually, NEEB is doing some serious scouting around his space. I think at some point he expected probably TY to just go for some proxy racks action. But it's not the case for this one. Barracks almost complete for the Terran player. NEEB now crossing the map with his scout. Definitely wants to check the timing for that barracks. But there we go, not much to see here. The scout was actually moving out. Now he can do a little bit of expansion blocking, which he does right now. And he's actually forced to take the command center a little bit off-center there. Small victory. Small, nice victory there for the Protoss. Now, too, is going to be the one doing the scouting. He sees that the Nexus and the pylon is already there. So at least no proxies on site for the Protoss. T1 now starting with the factory. Just both of these players being very cautious with their scouting. Adept coming out for NEEB. We're going to see a little bit of Adept scout as well. These Adepts can pack a punch, especially if they find some units out of position. But TY is really well defended there. He has an extra worker out. He knows probably that this is coming. He's got the scout there. He actually intercepts some of the Adept action here, so he knows the scout is out on the way. He actually is going to use that worker to support his units. Now command center is being completed. Time to place it in the right location. NEEB kind of like toying with the idea of blocking it, but at the end he kind of hesitates a little. Now TY's units in hot pursuit of that Adept, but here comes support. And we're going to see Robo play on the way. TY just being very diligent with that map presence, using that Hellion. We might have an interception here with the Adepts, but I think the Hellion took a turn early enough. Warp Gate research coming on the way for NEEB. So possibly NEEB just starting to prepare what seems to be the attack plan for this. That Robo's going to be out. We're going to see some production for observers. Very much necessary at this point, especially with dealing with mine drops or any shenanigans that the Terran player might pull. And TY is actually going to open with this nice drop here. Probably coordinate the drop and the Hellions. Let's see if he can do enough damage with this. Right now approaching the natural base here. We do have a defensive warp in of sorts with this Stalker, and I think this is very well defended by NEEB right now. There's no way these units are going to do much damage. Trying once again to poke in, might get an Adept there. Oh, the battery. The battery just working wonders here. TY forced to pull back. He tries to drop. He does have a couple of reinforcements here on the way for the Terran. But just the warp in so good by NEEB. This defense is really, really solid. Once again, TY trying to make this happen. He comes in with more reinforcements. He actually lands the Viking as well. But I don't think there's enough firepower to deal with the Immortal. Oh, but this run by could be interesting here. Oh, nice lineup there for the probes. These probes are under attack. Now NEEB actually able to clean this up. 7 workers were lost in the making of this run by, and we have once again an attempt of a drop here by TY. I don't know necessarily if it was the best decision in that case to go for the assault on the front door of the natural base. I think maybe coordinated assault to multi-prong kind of situation with both the medevac and the Hellions would have worked a little bit better. But still, I mean, it's TY. He had great micro there. Trying to trade as efficiently as possible. We do see some workers crossing the map. I don't know if this was a mistake, actually. Because now he's pulling them all back. Yeah, I think it was a missed rally at some point. Maybe TY playing a little nervous here. We're gonna go for another attempt at a drop, this time loaded with 1 Widow Mine. First observer for NEEB already arriving at the base, and we're gonna see Colossus tech here. Accompanying that with double forge, so we might see quite a few charge lots there making their way to TY space. Oh, really nice timing here with the observer. Actually catches right the second that this medevac is making its way in, and the response for NEEB is equally instantaneous at this point. So this mine probably rethinking its life choices at this point. TY making its way across the map. But I love the observer placement here by NEEB. He's gonna see this coming. He's gonna be able to prepare. He has a sizable amount of immortals there. 2 immortals are more than enough to tackle a lot of the tank count here. But TY did actually manage to bring some SCVs for repairs. So this could actually work. Oh, but the Colossus, they're nice force fields isolating half of the bio units from TY in this cleanup. From NEEB is almost textbook kind of perfection, but they're overcommitting the Colossus probably there to the Vikings, but now it's NEEB who's actually in pursuit of TY's remaining forces. A little bit of a back and forth here, but he's able to push this back, no problem. Nice force field there, isolating the tank, forcing it to go back. It is within range still, so NEEB has to be very careful with his trades. But so far so good. I mean, the army supply there ends up slightly in favor of the Protoss, so trading pretty evenly at this point. NEEB has secured this 3rd base. Has actually been mining from it for a while, which is good for the Protoss. Stable economy thus far. TY just completing his 3rd orbital command. Upgrades galore coming for both of these players, and actually a +1/+1 for TY are severely delayed at this point, probably favoring the production of both Vikings and tanks, just allocating that gas to that. So right now, just trying to make up for lost time there. And I mean, the Terran has not been able to do that much damage, and NEEB's just controlling the map so well at this point with really nice observer placement, even with some spotter pylons not dropping. And this is going to help secure this 4th base location, which is kind of in a kind of like pocketed sort of position at this point. There's only one access point here, and I mean, if we want to go through a drop, your opponent probably shouldn't be NEEB, because it's actually controlling this spot really well. There goes a Hallow Scout. He's going to check what's up. He does see the Viking count here, which is kind of important at this point. We do have 3 Vikings out. TY just focusing on securing this ramp. He knows he needs to get this base up and running. I would, however, like to see a little bit more coverage as well as from TY. Maybe just getting a couple of Marines there. He is getting 1 and an SCV just now. But I mean, there's very little to do to contest with the amount of vision that NEEB already has. Now TY is stimming to this location, looking for that 4th base, and he probably now knows where the 4th base is. Top left-hand corner is the way to go. But NEEB just doing this so well. He's just buying time there to get especially the zealot count higher, and for +2/+2 to actually complete. Blink is also on the way. We're just gonna add an interesting twist on things. Definitely blinking into those Vikings. Gotta protect the Colossus there. Archons are also gonna help with that quite a bit. We see more scouts here sending out from TY. There we go, ground weapons and armor about to complete. So this is going to be a very, very strong attack from NEEB at this point. TY is still in +1/+1. So not that good upgrades. Ooh, he's actually going to prepare a couple of flanks here, and he sandwiches the Terran army completely here. He's actually just pummeling through those tanks, not being able to do much. Probably the Liberators were what did the most damage at this point, and now the air units for TY just pulling out the defense there. I think if it was up to the ground army, probably would have done as well. But yeah, definitely the placement of the Liberators really favorable for the Terran. Now in pursuit of these loose units here, a little bit of a skirmish in the middle of the map. But this is well and defended for TY. Now starting +2 weapons and +2 armor for infantry. But NEEB would definitely the advantage, already going for +3/+3 for his own army. So still well done by the Protoss. I mean, he's trading well. And he's ahead on upgrade, so he can definitely pull this off. And now he's going to go 2 bases up against his Terran opponent. So definitely the explosion of economy is going to help as well. Blink is almost done, so probably the air units will have a harder time when the second engagement arrives. Now TY taking that 4th base, taking all of his army there. He definitely wants to secure this location. NEEB just gathering more and more units, and the army supplies are starting to get closer to the 100 mark, so big armies are coming in. And something that I really liked from this game is that NEEB has just not stopped just covering the middle of the map, making sure he has control of his side. And keeping really close tabs on his opponent has also been very effective. So right now, TY toying with the idea of probably going for that right flank. But I mean, there's observers there. There's a risk. Also, TY has not tried to force any overextensions from the Protoss. Like, not trying to maybe force a recall to this base location. I mean, he knows it's there. But just not making any attempts to attack the Protoss economy. He wants to take the army head on. And now the Protoss is actually finding the Terran army, and this looks really bad for TY. He was actually trying to run away for his dear life, but the siege tanks are going to definitely keep this out, at least for now. But this is just buying time. I mean, if TY does not commit to hurting the Protoss economy, it's going to be very, very rough. Kind of an uphill battle for the Terran for sure. Both of the players almost maxed out at this point. So the big fight is about to happen. NEEB just sending some zealots, try to spot where the army is. And now he sees it really nice there with that single zealot. Okay, so now we're going to see a multi-prong assault from TY. This could be very effective for the Terran. It might even be able to pull a recall, maybe open up the bottom right position. But there we have a nice group of units there to try to contest this. I don't think it's enough because of the amount of medevacs that are supporting this, and just the stutter stepping by TY is pretty masterful. Oh my god, but that snipe. He actually got one of the medevacs and was full units. Pretty much shut down at this point, but I just wanted to see the amount of units and structures that NEEB has out, so he definitely saw this coming. Even pursuing it all the way back home. But I think it's time to let it go, NEEB. Once again with a Hollow Scout, just being very, very cautious with how he attacks into this. I mean, he knows that TY handles big engagements fairly well. He is, after all, one of the best Terran in the world. But this could probably dry out TY's resources. NEEB's still controlling the base locations outside of both the 3rd and the 4th base. It's gonna be something really hard to take. Oh, but this observer placement is extremely fortunate and well thought out by NEEB. Now NEEB has ghosts, so I mean now TY has ghosts, so NEEB definitely has to be careful with those. But the disruptors here are definitely gonna play a huge role in this engagement. Trying to go there for the kill, especially trying to zone out these Colossus. That could be doing a lot of damage, but I mean he has to be careful with the ground units here. Especially if he doesn't want to, like, get a disruptor shot right in the face. There he goes, even trying now. +3 armor is almost done for a TY. So now, at least for ground units, the actual upgrades are fairly up now. Kind of evened out at this point. TY does go for a scan there, sees that this base is really vulnerable. He's actually going to go for it while this attack is taking place. Really nice splits there for the disruptor shots, but still taking quite a bit of the rim of it. But yeah, it just slightly damages there, the bio, you know. Gotta spend more energy on that. Trying to go for that flank there, but now NEEB cutting off really nicely. There is nothing that is happening in this map that NEEB has, like, no idea about. Nothing at all. Once again, come the Zealots in trying to attack these forces. Just sending them in to make sure that the army is here. And this is a good engagement spot from the Protoss. He could get this choke point up against the Terran in their nice disruptor shot. TY just controlling fairly well with his medevacs. Trying to not take the damage. But I mean, just the amount of bases that NEEB has been able to secure at this point is insane. That's also given a little bit of time for TY to take his 5th base, so I think even the difference in economy is not that big anymore. But I mean, the more the time goes by, the more powerful units that NEEB is able to get. He's now being accompanied by several carriers. Colossus, Disruptor, Archon. So this is trying to get a little bit scary for the Terran there. Disruptor shots being fired, and once again, TY has to rethink his life choices at this point. And NEEB basically eating up the Viking count for TY, who has to go and retreat at this point, hitting with some nice mine shots there, even hurting some of the stalkers. Ooh, but really nice disruptor shot once again. Just trying to pin down the Terran. We have another run by here from TY, but there are defenses already mounted up for NEEB. I mean, he could hold this up for a while, and now it has carrier support, so there's no way that's gonna do much. So once again, the attack tries to come in, but we do have a really nice siege line here on the high ground. NEEB just trying to go around, trying to find a spot. He's actually going to go for a mothership, which will definitely help cloak these units. It's really, really annoying for a Terran to try to deal with just this amount of cloak units. So NEEB just trying to transition, going very heavily on the air at this point. I think carriers would definitely work wonders against this army. Once again, TY just trying to break free, especially trying to find a way to get to the other side and do some damage to the opponent. But I think that opportunity is long gone. Just NEEB moving his army pretty masterfully at this point, even catching those ghosts off guard. Oh my god, that disruptor shot sealed the deal. And now TY trying to come from every single angle. This could be a nice round, but I mean, the amount of damage that the bio took is absolutely insane, and disruptors are actually left behind. So this is a nice pickoff here from TY. That trade was all over the place. TY coming out on top, 99 supply to 85 at this point. And just checking for bases. He does want to go for the counterattack, but I mean, the production right now for NEEB has been spot on. He's not losing, he's not skipping a beat at this point. Definitely hitting those macro cycles and production cycles as well. So very little opportunity for TY. He actually decides to go for a 6-base location, which I think, I mean, he does need to keep up with the economy, but he's just not being able to find any damage at all. Oh, and this it catches TY's army in a nifty position at this point. He was actually trying to siege up his tank. He loses 2 at that. I think that was a nice scout there for NEEB. Once again, trying the engagement there. There's quite a few Vikings at this point, so definitely a lot of the air units are being heavily contested. But there's a little bit of a distraction there with the interceptors. TY just stopped at some point microing this army, trying to get this done, but he gets a nice cleanup there, and NEEB takes game number 1. Destructive, to say the least. That was highly destructive. And we're gonna hop into game number 2. Game number 2 played in Submarine. Remember, guys, this being a best of 3, anything can happen at this point. And here we go, guys, spawning in the top left. He is the Protoss leading 1-0. He is NEEB. Spawning in the bottom right, we have the red Terran. He is TY. TY just immediately going for that supply depot. We're not going to have any weird gas shenanigans at this point. And NEEB must have probably been feeling really confident in himself after that first game. It was really well handled. I mean, went to kind of like a very heavy macro game, but at the end of the day, handled the whole situation really nicely, took really nice engagements, really nice trades, and just kept up with his economy and his macro really, really well. After all, he did have a very high upgrade advantage for most of the game. And now we see the opener for TY. We're going to have 2 racks at this point. Let's see if he's going to go actually for 3 or if it's going to keep it short and sweet at that point. But he's not going to be taking the base anytime soon. Actually going to be locking up with that second supply depot. And NEEB is actually going to go for a proxy as well here. Putting that pylon down, we'll see if it's either Stargate proxy, maybe proxy robo could be as well. And there goes scouting from TY, and he's actually going to see the timing of this. There's going to be no Nexus on the way. Yeah, it's going to be a Stargate. Both of these players just decided to take out the cheese board for game number 2. Now we see the scout from TY. And she actually goes around for the bottom. Let's see if he actually goes for the top now. Probably is gonna do it as well. He's very disciplined with his scouting. So this is definitely gonna be spotted there. And here we go. He finds the probe at this point. He just needs to shut down. Let's see if he's gonna. Yeah, I think he's just like rethinking this whole thing, like what to do. Do I commit to this? But right now, NEEB just pulling out the adept. Not much to do there. And this is also kind of TY just buying time to get some decent units to defend this proxy. I mean, he knows he kind of found it a little late, but he wants to get that factory up so he can get some Cyclones and defend against the Void Race. But this is starting to look a little bit grim for the Terran. I mean, TY does have impressive micro. He has a great brain in this game. He does have a defense mounted there with the bunker, so this could be a good defense from TY, but he does need more repairs there. He actually loses that supply depot. This is kind of a big blow for the Terran because he's very close to being supply capped at this point, 36 of 39 supply. And of course, he cannot prevent the Adept from actually coming in here and diverging some of the forces. And now TY, while this attack was taking place, was actually going to try to go into the proxy itself. But just not managing to quite do it at this point. Once again, NEEB just teasing with the Adepts a little. And come the Void Rays, and the Laser Beam Parade is about to start, guys. There is a Cyclone that's about to get finished, but he does need to protect us with his dear life. Nice target fire there. But the battery with a really nice save in the back. At this point, NEEB just holding his ground fairly nicely. I think TY at this point must feel like he's inside of a pressure cooker, because this is starting to get a little bit out of hand. Now we have 3 Void Rays on the way, a couple of batteries with a decent amount of energy, and TY just trying to protect everything he can, even the supply depots, which could be a costly loss if NEEB gets one of those. We have the Cyclone upgrade almost being done, so this is definitely going to help with the defense, but once again, just not being able to control this passageway just makes it so difficult. Adds to the pressure a little. Once again, the Reapers trying to make their way towards the proxy. There is a Phoenix coming, so one of these might be pick up. Come on, pick it up. There we go. Really nice here from NEEB, just getting those Phoenixes, just making sure that he can protect that proxy at all costs. Once again, TY trying to poke in. He kind of gets a little bit stuck there. Remember, Cyclones have quite a bit of chaotic energy there, especially for movement and pathing, so this is kind of a small choke point for them. Definitely hard to deal with. And this is just giving NEEB enough time to actually secure that second base. He doesn't even have any real threats that could make their way to the other side of the map. I mean, there's a lot of tank production right now for TY. He definitely wants to get this static defense down, because that's definitely going to hurt the possibilities of this containment really being that effective anymore. And one of the batteries is going to go down, so really nice decision making there from TY. Once again, trying to defend this spot. Oh, but it's just so scary, guys. It's so scary to commit, especially with the Cyclones there that could be picked up by the Phoenix quite easily. There we go. Nice pickup there. And now it seems like this contain is going to be shut down for the time being. I think he's even going to be able to clear up this proxy, but I think NEEB has done his work. He actually delayed the natural base up to the almost 7-minute mark, so that's pretty late for a Terran. That's definitely not ideal. TY has been working on his command center on the high ground, but I mean, just placing that and securing that is going to be an ordeal in and of itself. There's still a lot of air units for the Protoss here, and he's not going to let this spot go. Especially, I think this proxy is definitely giving him the upper hand at this point. He's not going to surrender that location just like that. He definitely wants to continue to delay the natural base as much as possible. There goes another Hollow Scout, just to make sure that he's not crossing the map. I think now he sees that there's not that many units over there. Oh, but this could be a very nice read. Probably trying to tease NEEB into believing that he was going to cross the map, but at the end, the only thing he wanted was just to get rid of this really annoying proxy here. But now, the Phoenixes are flying in, trying to snipe as many units as possible. There's no static defense in the mineral lines, so these Phoenixes have free reign here. He actually is going to delay even the construction of the armory there, so really annoying. NEEB just doing a fantastic job with these air units. Oh, but nice intercept there from TY, just trying to get as many Phoenixes as possible. He sniped 3 there. Just both of these planes trying to play this game so smart. And I mean, NEEB has been mining this natural base for quite some time. He's actually about to secure a 3rd one. Which, I mean, if you're in this position, like, wouldn't you? Finally, TY cleans up that proxy. But now he knows he has to go on the other side of the map and do some damage. There has been a lot of time wasted. Expansion just severely delayed at this point, and I think NEEB is prepared at this point. Army supply very close, 56 to 60. He does have a decent amount of zealots at this point. The force fields could also do quite a bit of damage to the army. Nice siege position there for TY, but actually just the zealots trying to make their way into the bioforces, and they absolutely do. This cleanup is gonna go on NEEB's favor, and this looks just really grim for TY. NEEB just secured his third base. This is not a Terran happy place, and there we go. NEEB takes the second game. And we're gonna go to the third game, the map Death Aura. And we have spawning in the top left, he is the red Terran, TY. And in the bottom right, in the blue, leading 2-0, he is NEEB. Once again, another game that is very reassuring for NEEB at this point. I think TY just opening with Reapers probably expected to do a lot more damage than he did. But just with that counter proxy, NEEB made sure that he, like a battering ram, he would just collapse probably TY's confidence in this series. And TY actually once again trying to go for some shenanigans here, but right now proxying those barracks. I mean, NEEB is kind of like bound to find that proxy at this point. He is scouting very diligent throughout the map. He's definitely looking for those bases, but I think he's mostly concerned about the top right. He actually did direct his scout all the way to the natural there. So at least up until this point, TY is can maintain the element of surprise. Actually doing that barracks diversion there. Everything is normal here. I don't know what you're concerned about. My SCVs were just working. Why are you so suspicious about us? We mean no harm. We come in peace. But to hell we don't. There's gonna be Marauder production here, so proxy Marauder could be quite devastating if not scouted on time. I mean, NEEB at this point kind of knows that something's up, especially because TY just locked this in so early, but oh my god, is this the most fortunate scout or what? And there he goes, he actually spots this perfectly. He knows it's coming, he sees the Marauder, he knows that there is a research there, which is probably concussive shell. I mean, why? What else would you make? And now TY, I mean, he is committed to this. He does have to try to make this happen. Probably look for a nice placement there for a bunker to do it, kind of a soft contain there. But he has to push. Concussive shell is already done, so this push is going to be quite strong. And there it goes, TY just looking for the damage, but the shield battery. Shield battery. The savior. And TY is bringing some workers as well to try to mitigate a little bit of the damage that these Protoss units are doing, but they kind of got stuck behind the Marauders here, so that was quite unfortunate. TY just starting to lose quite a bit of steam. He actually pulls the workers back. Oh, the level of commitment to this is beautiful and sad all at the same time. NEEB just trying to poke out, checking especially whether or not the units are still there or not. And once again, here comes TY. But can he make something happen here? The shield battery is pretty much loaded. There's a couple more where that came from as well. So now TY has been mailed with the cease and desist order, so now he has to go back home. He's on a 2-1-1 basis right now, so it's gonna be a rough transition for TY. I mean, NEEB did secure his natural base on time, did not receive absolutely any economic damage. Had probably one of the most fortunate scouts in the history of scouting. But nothing here is left to luck, guys. All of that was clearly calculated. Because this is pro player level StarCraft. Colossus Tech coming in for NEEB as well. We do have Observer Production, which played a key role. Yeah, and that game won. Such map control. Definitely want that back. 10 out of 10 review. Now NEEB just clearing up this tech. He wants none of it. In the meantime, TY with Stim already on the way. The problem with these proxies is that they delay the tech so much. Just the upgrades. And there we go. We're probably going to see a swap from Starport to that reactor there. Unless we have mine production. But I don't think so. Oh, there we go. Yeah, mine production, totally. Called it. Now NEEB is gonna go and secure that third nexus. He knows he's in a very, very comfortable spot. He does have this observer, which came into vision with these forces. So even though TY is gonna try to go for a run by, there's enough time for NEEB to react to this. War Prism here, loaded with disruptors. So we are gonna see some disruptor action. Anticipating these bioforces, he'll probably even go for a snipe. Fancy, fancy NEEB. Oh, and there we go. Right on the rear end of those Marines. Can you have any situation that's more embarrassing than that? So NEEB adding more gateways. He wants to explode that production. He knows that the third base is coming. Templar Archives are also on the way, so we will see some High Templar production. Ooh, this could connect so badly. But the split for TY is actually pretty nice there. Not much stun was made. Slight supply block there by TY, now fixing it. This has definitely been a difficult series for TY, for sure. I mean, a lot of the damage that he's tried to make there, just not effective, and there we go. In a very anticlimactic ending, NEEB just takes the series.